It's Kayla
and Andy, and we're back today to talk about another strategy that you can use to help out folks that you're working with, that you're helping out, and that strategy is the worry box. And the time to use this would be if somebody has a worry that is really preventing them from doing things and they just cannot get rid of it. They can't move past it. So Kayla's going to kind of walk us through how she uses the worry box.
So as a school counselor, I notice so many more students are coming to school with anxieties than ever before, and they need a way to deal with them in a healthy way. So the worry box is great for that. So all you really need for a worry box is a box or a container that has a lid that can open and close. So this is just a regular cardboard box, and you can decorate it however you want. My one at school has some really funky duct tape that I put all over it, and I wrote the worry box on the top so students know what it is. And I keep strips of paper ready to go like this in my room, so if a student comes in and wants to use the worry box, or I've suggested that they use it, I can just pull this off and they can write or draw what their worry is. So this one, for an example, says, "I'm worried about my dog." And after they've written it or drawn it, I ask them if they want to share it with me. That is their choice whether or not they do that. The majority of the time, students do want to share, because if they're writing it down, they really want to get it out. They really want to share it with somebody else. So after they've done that, they usually fold it. So sometimes they just fold it like that, or they fold it as small as they can. And I have the box sitting on my table open. They put it in when they're ready. They close it when they're ready. I feel it's important that they do those steps, because it is their worry. Yep. I tell them throughout the process they are in control of their worry. And once they put it in, we usually talk about how they feel now. And most of the time they'll say, "I feel a little better." You know, they feel lighter. They're not so weighed down by the worry anymore.
Right.
And I always tell them they can come back and take the worry if they ever want it, because it is theirs. But in the meantime, the box will be holding on to it for them so that they don't have to.
Nice.
And that's a very powerful thing, I think, for them to feel like, oh, I don't have to carry it around. You know, I can do something about it.
Yeah. And what if they want to take that worry back?
Good question. So I have had some students who wanted their worry back. So if they come to visit me and they say, "I want my worry back," I will take out the box, and in my room I have one that it's a communal worry box, so a lot of students use it. So it's packed with paper, you know, in the first few months of the school year. So I'll usually ask them, "Do you remember what your worry was?" And they'll tell me. And so I'll kind of search through to make sure that theirs is kind of near the top, so that when they go to take it out, they can do that physically. And that way,
you point it out to them that, "Hey, this is your worry."
I said, I think it's near the top, and then they can they'll recognize it because they remember how they folded it, or they remember their writing or their picture.
Nice.
And they can pull it out. There's no names on the worries that are in there, so it's not really breaking other students' confidentiality, but I don't want them searching through and seeing everybody else's stuff.
Right.
So I usually will kind of do that and just make sure theirs is near the top, and then they can pull it out. Sometimes they want to crumple it up and throw it away. Sometimes they want to pocket it and, you know, do something with it later, bring it home. And again, they're in control of it, so that's their choice. Most of the time they want to leave it in the box. They put it in and they want to forget about it.
Yep, be done with it.
Yep.
Nice. And one of the things that I do too is that I will do like origami boxes, and we'll put a link in the description below for directions for that, in case you're curious. So where we'll make the top and bottom, and then they'll put their worry in there, and then they can do anything from either wanting to stomp on it, you know, crumple the whole thing up, throw the whole thing away, or they'll take it home and have that in their room, or someplace at home for them to have their own worry box. So that's another little plug that I guess I'd throw in there about another way to use this.
And I want to say that I have had students who make their own individual worry box. So sometimes you can either make it with origami, or they'll bring in a box or a container from home. We decorate it together, and then we find a place where they want to keep it, either in my room or their classroom or something, a place where they know they can find it. But I also have my one my communal one at school that every student knows it's there. I introduce it in the beginning of the school year. Every student knows they can use it whenever they need to.
Nice.
And they do. Honestly, as a school counselor, I don't know what I ever did without a worry box before. I'm so glad I have one, and I really encourage other school counselors, any kind of counselors,
Yep.
to make one. And again, you don't have to be a counselor to
Nope.
have a worry box or work on one with a student.
Exactly.
Parents, guardians, you can do it. Teachers, you can do it.
Yep.
Have one in your classroom. I mean, it's so quick and easy.
Yep.
Literally, some students who come to my door to use the worry box, 5 minutes and they're back in class. It's solution focused. It's positive. It gets them in a better place. You know, you can't ask for anything better. So it's awesome.
Nice. Cool. Any other things about the worry box?
Just work what works for you.
And leave the rest.